Hey, real quick before we dive in, if you're a woman in midlife who's tired of the cliches and ready to live out loud, we're glad you're here.
Because you are definitely in the right place. We're not here to age gracefully, we're here to age boldly. So if you love real talk, big laughs, and the occasional spicy truth bomb, make sure to follow us on TikTok at Spicy Midlife Women for even more unfiltered midlife magic.
An awakening. Hey, everybody. Jules and Michelle here, your Spicy Midlife Women from Seattle, Washington, here to share our midlife stories and having no bullshit conversations. Right, Jules?
I like that. No BS conversations works for me. We're also here to help all of you midlife ladies redefine your relationships, ditch those toxic cycles, and reclaim your power one episode at a time. So we are going to get into it right now. Shelley?
Love this.
What do we got going on today?
Well, we're going to talk about the fact that it's never too late to make spicy changes, right? And reignite your life, even in midlife. It's never too late.
Yep. So welcome, everyone. It's Jules and Michelle, as she said here before, and we're really excited to talk about this topic today because there's always things we can do, whatever space you are in your life. There's always things we can do to improve it or to make it more spicy.
Change it up.
That's our favorite word.
Spicy.
Yeah. I like that word. It's the Latina in me.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Anyway, so let's talk about this a little bit. What do you think we're going to learn from this episode today?
Well, I think that a lot of times people put settling down and playing it safe along with what we're doing in midlife, and not necessarily the case. So we're hoping that after listening, we're going to help bring to the forefront of thought, reconnecting with your sensuality and being able to feel sexy at any age. Also, that now in the midlife is a perfect time to make a bold career pivot. We're going to talk some about that.
Because that can be a very huge midlife change.
Oh, yeah.
As we both know, right?
Very big.
Yeah. And I guess the one thing that goes along with that is that people feel, oh my gosh, am I too old? Oh my gosh, have I gone too far in my life to even learn something new? And there's nothing about that that's true. And we're here to tell you because we have done it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, doing some exciting adventure things like maybe traveling and the power that even doing something like that solo really, really helps with confidence.
Yep.
I think
we'll get into a few more suggestions and ideas about that as well.
For sure.
And not everybody is really comfortable with that, but we'll talk about that later too. And how to realign your relationships and release what no longer serves you. I think that's really important because we have limited amount of time and we want to be able to maximize and use our time to the best of our abilities, whether it be with our friendships or our family relationships or our romantic relationships, any of them.
Yeah.
You know, how we want to handle that. And then fun and fearless ways to move and love your body. Work your body.
Yeah, on your own terms, right?
I know, because everybody is thinking they need to look like the front cover of Vogue, and that is probably more BS than anything else.
For sure.
So let's get into this, you guys. We're talking about 5 different changes that we would like to discuss with all of you and kind of see what resonates with you, really, because some of them might not, but these are just great ideas. Some of them have been things we certainly are doing ourselves that we can speak to. The first one is reclaiming your sensuality and your sexuality in midlife. What do you think about that one, Michelle?
Well, I think that a lot of times we tend to think that it's the end of how to feel desirable, like a lot of those things with our menopause and the things that are changing in our bodies, a lot of which we don't even know a lot about until it starts happening.
Yep.
Right? And really, it can be the beginning of having deeper intimacy with some of the things that are there for self-discovery and discovering with your partner. Definitely, I think as you move through midlife, you can become more confident with yourself, with your body, with what you want and being able to express that. So whether it's self-pleasure or pleasure with a partner, I mean, all of it gives you confidence.
Right. Well, and I think that's the thing, because that's not necessarily always what we've understood.
Right.
And you get into a place where, I mean, we all know, we're all exposed to on the daily, the things that are out in the media, the clothing that's in the stores, the desire to look young, the desire to look all of these things. And I mean, I've fallen victim to some of that stuff. I know we all have to some degree. But what I've started to learn and really understand is that it's like, you think that you're, especially when people are younger, they want to conform. They want to feel like they belong and that they're part of a trend or whatever the case may be. And as we've gotten older, I certainly look at it differently, because you are the trend.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like we are the trend. We are kind of carrying on what works for us. And a lot of that is self-discovery, certainly, but a lot of it is just you're your own person, and you're not identifying with what someone else is doing to make you feel like to validate yourself.
Right.
So from a sensuality standpoint, the one thing that I wanted to bring up that I would challenge a lot of women here to do, and Michelle and I were talking about this prior to getting on here, is if ever you have an interest in checking out boudoir photography, this would be the time to do it. And Michelle has never done it.
Nope, I haven't.
And we're gonna. And I actually gave her like a little gift certificate to do this a few years ago, and she didn't do it.
I wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready. But I did this about 10 years ago, and it was a very personal thing for me, but it was like the best experience. And if you don't know what boudoir photography is, it's like you're obviously wearing clothes, but you're wearing, you're wearing lingerie for the most part, or things that are kind of more, I don't know what you would say.
I mean, some of the things that come to mind, because I saw the pictures that Jules had done, and they are fantastic.
They're tasteful. I feel like they're very, very tasteful. I was going to say
tasteful, sexy, classy, but kind of erotic all at the same time.
I know. I mean, if I were a guy, I would have gotten a hard on just looking at them, right? I mean, I think there are a couple guys that maybe did, but my point being is that it's not like everybody has seen those pictures, right? They're just really more for me. But I was like, wow, when I saw these pictures, and they weren't all, I mean, they were photoshopped a little bit, I would say, just kind of like colors and things like that.
This was kind of before filters and all that stuff that we have now. So
it was a little while ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would just strongly encourage all of you to give that a shot, because
I could totally see where, and I'm actually excited now to the prospect of having it done really is kind of,
it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I bet.
Because you're like not sure what to expect. But like when I did it, the photographer, she was just a girl.
Yeah.
She's used to doing this.
Yeah.
She made me feel super comfortable, and I was nervous to begin with, but then I was like, oh, what the hell? And you could tell in the pictures that I was saying, oh, what the hell? I was really having fun with it and enjoying it. And anyway, it's not like anybody needs to see this, but you or your partner.
Whoever you want. Maybe it's just for yourself.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I could totally see where that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
As you get into midlife, I think it's really, really important to validate for yourself how you're feeling and how you see yourself.
Yeah.
Because you see yourself when you look in the mirror sometimes differently than what's really there.
Yeah.
Because we have so many different filters that we put around ourselves. So anyway, just a suggestion on reclaiming your sensuality and sexuality.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, I think so. I think exploring fantasies, if you've got a partner, is kind of cool too. Like, be the little, I don't know, stewardess that shows up at the door and needs to have her suitcase taken to the car. I don't know. I'm just coming up with stuff.
Yeah.
The pizza delivery guy who...
So it's like the whole scenario, like playing it out?
Yeah.
Okay. So like the pizza delivery or the cable guy comes in and he's like fixing your TV, and then all shit goes wild, and the next thing you're like on the coffee table. You throw all the books off, or
the pool guy. If you have a pool at your house, the young pool guy.
We don't have any fantasies, do we?
I don't even have a pool.
This is rolling off the tongue with a bunch of suggestions here.
You can tell we've thought about this, right? Anyway, the point is that whatever your fantasy is, if it is like, the boy next door, or if it's the guy that works at, Walmart, okay, we're just going to go with that. Maybe
No,
not.
yeah.
Maybe it's the guy at your gym.
There's that.
Maybe he's lifting weights and you give him the we're going way too far into this. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
That was spicy change number 1. So spicy change number 2, make a bold career move. What do you think, Michelle? We both done that.
Yeah, we have both done that. And I feel like for me, it happened I didn't have to give it a lot of forethought. I just knew that I had done everything that kind of sparked me with the career that I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ready for a change in a lot of things. I had already been through my divorce. I had moved on, and my son was graduated high school and off to college. And I was like, just really wanting to do something different. So yeah, I took a leap of faith. For me, that was right before the pandemic. So then there was a whole lot of shit that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't quite sure if all of that was going to pan out right. But now when I look back, I know exactly why I did, because where I'm at now, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't imagine being anywhere else, quite honestly, at this age.
But you had to really make that leap, like you said before.
Yeah, and it was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary. I went from fashion and retail and cosmetics to HVAC, plumbing, and construction.
Yeah, that's kind of a shift.
A whole other kind of makeover.
Okay, so you gals out there, I think I'm the poster child for this shit, right? Because when I decided to make a change, there were things happening with my family. It was really more my daughter. I really was wanting to be home for her because she was having a lot of stuff going on and she was a teenager. And I realized how much I was traveling so much with my job. And I get homesick, honestly, because I knew that's really where I needed to be, as in my heart, I knew. And so I literally did all of these things in the course of a year. I quit my job. I got divorced. I sold my house. I started a new job. I bought a new place. All of that stuff happened within a year.
Holy smokes.
And I wouldn't recommend that amount of upheaval or stress, but it was really weird how I just made my decision and one thing started moving into the next. Like I was hungry for the change.
Mm-hmm.
So I was seeing it coming and I would push into the next thing. Now, don't get me wrong, it turned into there were some dark days behind there, because I was trying to figure out a lot of things at the same time. But the career change that I made was so pivotal, and I absolutely love what I do, and I'm still doing it to this day. And so I think all in all, that was how I did it. Now, that's not necessarily how everybody else would do it. But the point being is that I was scared as shit. I was scared. I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to do it well, which was really more of an irrational thought because I know me and I had a lot of confidence in the fact that I could figure things out. But at the time, I didn't feel super confident. So anyway.
You know what I heard that just kind of sparked something that I heard once, and that is to write like 3 things down that you would do if you knew you wouldn't fail. What would those 3 things be? Write them down. If you knew like there was a guarantee you're not going to fail, 3 things that you would want to do.
Okay.
Just to help, make those decisions. What would it be? And then go after it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you might fail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing about making decisions that are a little unnerving.
I did.
Yeah. They're outside of your comfort zone, or I call that measured risk. Like you're evaluating the risk, but you're taking it anyway because you know that the risk is going to far exceed, or should I say the benefit's going to far exceed the risk. And so you have to put yourself out there, but at the same time, you might fail.
Well, and I went through that. Like I took a leap of faith when I left Nordstrom.
Yeah.
Total other career path. And I'm not going to say I failed because the pandemic happened and there were a lot of circumstances, but also I wasn't happy doing what I chose to do. And I tried it 3 different ways.
Yeah.
and before I ended up where I'm at now. So it's just at first you don't succeed. Try again.
You got to put those kahunas up there you just got to go for it, you guys. I think we call it putting your big curl panties on.
Good.
And that would be like granny panties. You could still wear your thong, but I'm just saying.
Put your sassy pants on.
Put your sassy pants on.
Yeah.
And it can happen. You've got a village around you too that's going to help you and support you more than likely. So, and we're here. We'll help and support you. But the reality is you only get one life. I say that all the time. You only get one life. So, you're wasting it if you're just sitting there on the sidelines, kind of trying to figure out what you want. By the time you get to where you've figured it out, you might be dead. So,
what do you think about I'm moving on. What do you think about this third tip in travel?
Oh,
as far as
solo travel?
Yeah.
So I've actually looked into that a little bit. I personally like the idea of traveling with someone else, but I also know that you have to there just has to be a certain dynamic, I think, to travel with people. Some people don't travel well together. They can be best friends, but they don't travel together. I had a circumstance like that right before the pandemic where I went with a person that I didn't know her well. We knew each other from high school. Nice lady. And she did an amazing job planning the trip, but it was pretty clear to me a week into it that it was like, oh, yeah, maybe not. So I just kind of worked my way through it. So there is value, I think, in traveling alone, which I hear from a lot of people because it forces you into situations where you're meeting different people. You're exploring things that you don't necessarily think you would have explored otherwise. And just a tip for all you guys out there, if you're not already, you can join some groups that are on Facebook that are women solo travel groups. And they're women that are out there that are planning things to different countries. They might have like a property in Turks and Caicos. Where they're inviting people to come and hang out, and it's all for women. And that would be a really wonderful opportunity, I think, to get out and really explore the world without having that pressure.
Yeah.
And also feeling like you're safe, like you're in a safe place. Because there's some environments, I kind of throw caution to the wind and say, what do you mean? New Orleans isn't dangerous.
Oh, jeez.
For me, it's not, right? Well,
okay, can we just talk about that for a second?
What?
Because that is how Julie thinks sometimes, because I did go to New Orleans with her. And at 2:00 in the morning, after attending some pretty interesting bar spaces, she is thinking it's okay to walk to, where is it?
To the
where they have the
beignets.
The beignets, Demons, whatever.
Something,
the
whatever.
Place. Yeah, famous. Everybody goes there. Yeah, so we're walking on the dark street of New Orleans at 2:00 in the morning, and
I protected you.
Well, anyways. So
there was nobody to protect her from.
She's not kidding when she says she throws caution.
Yeah.
No caution.
I'm kind of like,
wind.
don't fuck with me, people. But then I'd probably try to talk to some crazy person that was trying to rob me and say, really? How about if I buy you a beignet, Yeah. Well, if I'm not here in a couple years, you'll know why, right? But yeah, I think travel solo is probably, I am not necessarily there where I feel like I want to do that yet. But I know a lot of people that do and have really loved it. They've really loved doing the solo travel. My goddaughter had gone I guess she was in her 20s, and all by herself to Vietnam, and had traveled all through Vietnam and Thailand and did some English teaching that was there. And she was gone for like a year. And she did it all on her own. And I think that was such a growth experience for her. There's no reason why that type of growth experience can't be happening in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s or whenever. So just a thought. That is what I would recommend, that you get into those Facebook groups and get a feel for what's happening there.
You know what else, though, too, is even just a weekend getaway by yourself.
Yeah.
I think can be very, very beneficial, somewhat empowering. You can take a book and read it, just whatever. Do some self-care.
Some time at the beach.
It's on your own timeline. You're not having to follow anybody else's lead on anything. It's just whatever the fuck you want to do within that time frame.
Yeah.
It's actually can be very, I like doing that on the weekends at home.
Yeah.
It's
very soul soothing. I think it's the terminology I like to use, soul soothing. I definitely feel that way. I was just talking with someone today. I was a doctor actually today about how people don't breathe deeply.
Yeah.
And this is a really random thing, but when you really think about it, we all breathe very shallow. And it's like breathing deep is what kind of helps clear not only your lungs, but it helps clear your head. When you think about like how you do it in yoga and things like that, that's intentionally what it's for. That's what this space is that we're talking about, where you can just go let your body breathe, let yourself breathe, let your thoughts kind of, be what they are.
And reconnect with yourself.
Yeah.
Break some of your habitual routines. And I think it kind of gives you a little perspective on things, whatever it might be for you at that time, right?
Yeah. Well, especially if you're going through trying times, we don't always need the validation of the people around us.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking to your best friends about whatever's happening in your life, you're getting perspective and you're getting support from them. But sometimes you just need to step back and go, how do I feel about all of this without all of the noise around me? And that's a wonderful way to be able to do it.
For sure.
So, what is spicy change number 4?
That would be looking into your relationships, kind of a redefinition of those, and friendships also. Because I think at this point, we learn how to, or I would hope we're learning how to let go of energy draining people.
Have you ever heard the term friendship pruning?
No.
So if you think about pruning it like a plant, right? Yeah. You're pruning, like you're cutting off the old stuff on a plant.
So that new growth can come in.
So new growth can come in. And so right along what you're talking about is
interesting.
Energy draining people can be in a lot of different capacities. And you might just have very limited amounts of energy to drain because of where you're at in your life, right? Or you might have a ton. But the point being is, do you have to always like let someone else take your energy?
Right.
So if you have, and you guys know better than anyone else, if you have people that are in your life that are always taking, and I don't mean taking negatively, but more they need more from you. They're asking from you. They're drawing their validation or energy from you. That's taking it from you. Nothing wrong with that when you're someone's friend, right? Because sometimes that is necessary, but it is a give and take. It shouldn't be a one-way street. And so if you have people in your life that are constantly in that one-way type of friendship, then perhaps friendship pruning is appropriate. Having those emotional boundaries around protecting you is appropriate. And but I mean, there are people in your life that might not understand what that, you're not going to say, hey, dude, I'm friendship pruning. You're not saying that. But, you're selectively thinking about how you want to invest your time, who you want to share your intimate thoughts with. Or if you don't, like Michelle was saying earlier about just spending time, quality time on your own. Or with me, it's like there's this beach that's not far from our house overlooking Puget Sound. And I love going there and just hearing there's
the
people.
Water.
Yeah. There's people all around, but I just love going there and just sitting and hearing the waves and hearing the wind and being able to just be in my thoughts. And sometimes that's absolutely what I need.
Yeah.
So that might be a beach for you. It might be nature, the forest for you. It could be the pickleball court. Who knows?
Yeah.
Why I came up with that one, I don't know. But it could be. That's how you get it.
Friendship pruning. No, I've never heard that before. But me being a plant person, I'm sitting here making the comparison and aligning that, and it totally makes sense.
Okay, let's not talk about that because I kill plants.
Well, yeah.
I don't prune them, I kill them. So it wouldn't be the best analogy for me, but Michelle's has everything grows in Michelle's world. All her plants grow and they're all happy and she talks to them.
It's because I listen to jazz and I talk to them.
Yeah, mine are plastic. Look at this tree right over here.
Yeah, it's plastic.
Yep, it's plastic. And it's alive and it looks great. And I'm happy.
It's great.
Yeah. Okay, so number 5 is spicy change number 5, transform your body on your own terms. So we talk about, do you think it's okay to wear a bikini when you're 50 years old?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. Although I never did all the way through. I mean, I was so
I remember this is back to the New Orleans trip.
Yeah.
That was kind of
very liberating.
That was a new thing for you. And I mean, I don't know why, but I've always kind of been that I grew up wasn't supposed to wear a 2-piece bathing suit. That was like a no-no.
You weren't modest enough.
That wasn't modest enough. So man, when I turned 18, I bought a hot pink and black tiger stripe bikini and just went for it. But yeah, it is very liberating.
Yeah.
And
And I have some really cute bathing suits now, but it's
Yeah.
like, and I wear them and I don't really care. And I don't look horrible in them.
yeah,
But to me, I'm like, I don't really care. If you don't like it, don't look.
yeah,
But it's not like I'm embarrassing my family or when I'm with them. But anyway, my point is that you don't have to be bikini ready
yeah,
to feel powerful in your
Right.
body.
Right.
You have to feel good about where you're at in your life
Yeah.
and be confident in your skin. And if you don't have a tan, so be it. So let's go back to that. So you don't have to be bikini ready. At least in your mind, you are wearing what you want to wear. You are putting on whatever you want to put on. You're at the beach, you're at
Whatever
the
it
pool.
is, right?
Yeah.
It's whatever it is and how you're carrying yourself and just transforming your body, your outfit, your look, whatever it might be, doing it on your own terms,
Mhm.
what feels good for you. And that's the most important thing,
Yeah.
right?
Do you think that menopause definitely has or doesn't have an impact on how women view themselves?
It does have an impact
Okay.
because we're a lot of times gaining a little bit of weight
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little bit harder to maintain getting it off.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is just different the way things go with menopause. And so, yes, you might be feeling great and fantastic. And then that hot flash comes on and you're just then a mess internally because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening right now.
For those of you ladies who have not experienced hot flashes before, it is like the best way to describe it for me was, and it was horrible, was like you're a microwave.
Yeah.
Like you can start feeling it cooking from the inside out.
Cool.
And then all of a sudden it's on the outside. And
Yeah.
it's like you feel like you're in a sauna or something. And it's a very weird feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So there's other things too. It's not just that stuff. It's like you can take dance classes. Like I'm taking a dance class right now, which has been super fun. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm just having a lot of fun learning something new. Weight training is awesome because it's like, I used to hate weight training because I hated doing all the counting. It was like, you're counting to 12. How many frickin' times, or counting to 15 or whatever. And it's all repetition. And I don't like that. I don't like a lot of that same repetition, but I've found kind of comfort in it now and being able to establish what my routine is. So for all of you out there that are kind of starting to really think about that, I think a lot of women avoid the gym because they don't know what to do when they walk in the door. I've absolutely been that way myself. And so I have now started to plan things in advance. So I just use my notes app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got lots of different exercises that I've obviously know, but all the other ones that I'm learning proper form and stuff on. I've seen them on Instagram, Facebook, different influencers, stuff like that. And I'll save a lot of those videos. And then on my notes app, I have my gym, it's like a gym note, right? And I've got every exercise that I've come up with or that I've seen that's by different categories. So you've got lower body, upper body, you've got, your midsection, whatever. And then I take, like, depending upon how much time I have or which day, I don't do that whole like, oh, today's leg day. Oh, today, I don't go enough for that. So if I'm there, if I get 3 times a week and then the kickboxing thing, I'm like doing really, really well. So I try to do everything in one fell swoop, one gym visit. And so I'll pick like 2 or 3 exercises from each one of those categories, put them all in one little thing, and then I just knock them off as I go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and I'm done. By the time I'm done, I'm like, oh, that was fun. It was actually pretty fun, and it's time to go.
I think it's also important, like that kind of stuff is intimidating, just like you said.
Yeah.
It's a little intimidating for me. So I think movement or whatever it is, whether it's going for a walk, doing the dancing, like you said, belly dancing, pole dancing, there's all different kinds of dancing that you can do. Just whatever it is that moves you, something that gives your body movement.
Yeah.
And just trying different things to see whatever it is that's going to resonate with you.
Have you ever done pole dancing?
I haven't.
It's so fun.
I would fall over in those shoes.
No, you don't have to wear the shoes.
But I see women do that. I see there's a lot of women actually midlife-ish that do this pole dancing thing, and it's actually quite impressive.
It's actually a
to be
fantastic
strong.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Your upper body has to be super strong.
Mhm.
People think it's weird. I
Oh.
mean, but I've gone for classes, and what I found was really interesting in the places that I had gone for classes, there's no mirrors.
Oh.
So which I think is kind of cool.
I
You know?
can understand that.
There's no mirrors.
Mhm.
Same like kickboxing, there's
It's
no
about
mirrors.
how you're feeling
Mhm.
and yeah, moving, and I could totally get
Yeah.
that.
So in whatever capacity you decide to do that, just getting your body moving is,
Yeah.
like Michele said,
Yeah.
very, very important.
you got to first get your ass out of bed.
That's right. Yeah. So
There's that.
let's recap our little 5 sexy changes for spicy women.
Well, I think first off, and most importantly, it's never too late, right? You have more power than you think you do.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would love to hear actually if some of our listeners decide to make a change or try some of this. I would love to hear some stories on social media.
Okay.
Because you can definitely find us on pretty much all the socials.
Well, we're hoping that they will share some stories. We hope all of you will share a little bit when you hear this episode, if it resonates with you, and can share some of those ideas. Michele and I have been talking about our community that we will be developing, and we're in the throes of doing a lot of that right now. So we'll have more to come on that in the next couple of episodes that you will listen to. We'll probably have some details on that. But we're just encouraging all of you, if you're up for the challenge, to do one thing, maybe from today's list in the next week or so, that gives you that little pep in your step.
Little spark. So it's really quick. Reconnect with your sensuality, right?
Mm-hmm.
A career movement. Maybe write those 3 things down like I was talking about.
Right.
Write 3 things down if you knew you wouldn't fail. Maybe try that. Travel or a new adventure, a weekend, maybe a day, whatever it is you can fit in. It's on your terms.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be out of the box. Releasing what no longer serves you in regard to relationships.
Yep.
And then fearless ways to move and love your body.
Yeah.
So those are the 5 things, ladies.
Yeah. Let's see what you guys can do out there.
Yeah.
Will you be doing 1 or 2 of these things next week?
Yes.
She'll be wearing her bathing suit, sitting in the yard sunning herself.
My hot pink and black tiger stripe bikini.
She still has it, you guys, from when she was 18.
18, yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, everybody. Like I said, we're out on all the socials. Go check us out. You can find us on whatever your favorite podcast platform is. You know that already, though, because you're listening to us right now.
That's right.
So there's that. And until next week.
If this episode lights you on fire, please subscribe, rate, and review. We would love to get your feedback.
Do that.
Until next week,
Stay spicy.
Bye, ladies.
See you later.